factor in the key. Transcendental book and prasadam distribution key. Guru is called key. Guru Premanandi. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Shri Guru Vandana.
Ja.
Glorious Shiva
Vaskirtamas.
Abhadams associated with great ornaments. By his grace on across the ocean of material suffering to obtain the mercy of Krishna. My wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from Lotus mouth. Attachment to the Lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. Give opens my darkened eyes and fill my heart with transcendental knowledge. Give my Lord your path to go. On the giving sight of him my enemies, thy giving knowledge is destroyed. The very scriptures in his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful to us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Many families care of all of the street walls. We can shelter from the speech.
You give class?
Yes. March
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 8, Text 14. It's again a prosa shloka, so I'll just read, time is also, so I'll just read translation and purport. Translation and purport by Stephen Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When Maharaj Bharat was actually worshipping the Lord, or was engaged in some ritualistic ceremony, although his activities were unfinished, he would still, at intervals, get up and see where the deer was. In this way he would look for it, and when he could see that the deer was comfortably situated in his mind and heart, he would be very satisfied, and he would bestow his blessings upon the deer, saying, "My dear calf, may you be happy in all respects." Purport. Because his attraction for the deer was so intense, Bharat Maharaj could not concentrate on worshipping the Lord or performing his ritualistic ceremonies. Even though he was engaged in worshipping the deity, his mind was restless due to his inordinate affection. While trying to meditate, he would simply think of the deer, wondering where it had gone. In other words, if one's mind is distracted from worship, a mere show of worship will not be of any benefit. The fact that Bharat Maharaj had to get up at intervals to look for the deer was simply a sign that he had fallen down from the spiritual platform. Om Yadivadandasya Ilanjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasman Shri Guru Namaha. Hare Krishna. So this is we continue the discussion of the passing of Bharat Maharaj. And in the last couple of days we heard how Bharat developed such a strong affection for the deer. So much so that he started to forget about Krishna. And here is described that although he was trying to do his puja, his worship, but his mind would always go back to the deer. His mind would not be fixed.
And I thought this is interesting because today is Advaita Acharya's appearance day. And Advaita Acharya, when we talk about Advaita Acharya's pastime, then his worship of Shalom Shila, Tulsi and Gansheswater is one of the main characteristic of that pastime. How Advaita Acharya would with great attention worship the Shalom Shila. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat it says, Niravadi Mata Sankalpa Kriya Sevane Shri Krishna Pada Ekachitta Haya. So Sankalpa with a great determination and with Ekachitta. What does Eka means? One. Chitta is consciousness. Ekachitta. So with this determination, Advaita Acharya constantly served the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chandra with fixed mind. So that's why we have Bharat versus Advaita. And Bharat is doing a spaced out puja, and Advaita Acharya is doing a very fixed puja, very concentrated puja. So I thought we can talk about this a little bit, and how the difference between Advaita Acharya's worship and Bharat Maharaj's worship. So, of course, it's described how Advaita Acharya, he would see that people have become very degraded in Nollywood. Although Navadvip became a place of learning, it was many pandits were there, many rituals, but the bhakti, the essence, devotional service was kind of lost. And Advaita became very hopeless, and he took a vow. I have to call the Lord. The Lord has to personally come and to help to change the situation. And that's why we understand that actually one reason why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared is because Advaita Acharya called him. That's why he came. Of course there's other reasons, but that's one of the reasons. And Krishna explains in Gita, Paritranaya sadhanam vinashtam chadushkritam dharma sanstapanam taya sambalami yuge yuge. So Paritranaya sadhanam vinashtam chadushkritam. So to remove the demons, and to, for the pleasure of the devotees, to protect the devotees, and for the pleasure of the devotees, the Lord appears. And Prabhupada explains in the purport, to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principle of religion, I myself appeared, millennium after millennium. It's Krishna saying. As far as the atheists are concerned, it is not necessary for the Supreme Lord to appear, as he is he's able to destroy them. Like he came to destroy Brahma, like Kansa and Dharma. The Lord has many agents who are quite competent to vanquish demons. The Lord could, just delegate the task. Tell his devotee, you take care of this. In fact, Krishna is so powerful, he could just throw a thunderbolt on the head of Kamsa and he's gone. Right? It's not that he has to come personally to go out and take all the trouble to become an animal and then go to Mathura and kill Kamsa. He could just do it with a finger snap. So it's not that the Lord specifically comes to do that actually. But the Lord especially descends to appease his honored devotees who are always harassed by the demoniac. So Lord Krishna appeared primarily to deliver Devaki rather than to kill Kamsa, but both were performed simultaneously. Therefore it is said here that the deliverance, the devotee vanquished the demon miscreants, the Lord appears in different incarnations. So the Lord came primarily to deliver Devaki rather than kill Kamsa. Or you can say the Lord came more to save Sita than to kill Ravana, or to give pleasure to Hanuman and the devotees. That's how the Lord came. So, how did Advaita call? We said the Lord came because Advaita called. Advaita is a great devotee, and by the law of Advaita, the Lord came. So the Chaitanya Bhagavat describes this. Pacheyata Shastrera Prachara Sarvatra Vakyane Krishna Pada Bhakti Sara. Sri Advaita Acharya would enthusiastically worship Krishna with tulasi, manjaris, and ganges water. He's at the famous beauty picture. Advaita sits on the banks of the Yamuna, nice sunset or sunrise, most probably sunrise morning. And then version has a nice asana, and then there's Shalom Shila in front of him, and he takes some fresh tulsi leaf and then some ganges water and bathes the Shalom Shila. And in this way, he performs puja and prays, please Krishna, please appear in this world. And so why did he do that specifically worship? It's described, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he explains it in purport. He says, the Gautamiya Tantra is quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas, and there it says, Tulasi Hatha Matrena Chalsa Chulu Kohenava Vikrinti Svam Atmanam Bhaktevyo Bhakta Vatsala. Sri Krishna, who is very affectionate toward his devotees, sells himself to a devotee who offers merely a tulsi leaf and a palm full of water. The Lord sells himself. Selling is all out. The Lord becomes the property of one who simply offers a little tulsi and ganges water. The Lord becomes so much attracted by that kind of worship. So when Advaita Acharya read this statement in the Gautama Tantra, he felt like, yes, that's what I want to do. I will take some ganges, there's plenty of ganges water. Ganges is just flowing in front of the house. There's many tulsi leaves, tulsi, ganges water, and then I worship Krishna in the form of Shalom Shila, and I pray, please Krishna appear. So that he did, and of course, and that's the point. Like Bharat also worshipped Krishna, but Bharat worshipped Krishna. It became, in the beginning it was also with a lot of bhakti. You understand that he was on the platform of Bhava, which is basically pure love of God is already manifesting. But then he became distracted by the deer, by his affection to the deer, and with the time, his affection and attachment left Krishna, and it was put on the deer, so much so that the puja actually became ritualistic, like mechanical puja. He did the puja, but his mind was now not with Krishna, the mind was with the deer. That's why he had to interrupt the puja all the time. So that was not the case with Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya was not there sitting or something else. No, he was Ekha Chitta. Humkara Karaye Krishna Aveshara Teje Yedgani Brahmana Vedi Vaikunta Vaje Ye Premara Humkara Shunina Krishna Nata Bhakti Vesha Apane Ye Haida Shakshata. He loudly called for Krishna in great spiritual ecstasy. That sound vibration pierced the covering of the universe and was heard in Vaikunta planets. He was loudly calling out, Krishna, Krishna. And the sound was so powerful it pierced the covering of the universe. And those who know Vedic cosmology, there is layers around the universe. The universe is like an egg, there's layers. And these layers are the different elements. And each layer is 10 times bigger than the next. But it's very, we can't imagine. Like it's very, very, yes. So, but that sound was so loud and it was filled with so much bhakti, it pierced through the covering and in Vaikuntha, in the spiritual world, where Vishnu is there with Lakshmi, all of a sudden, Krishna, Krishna, someone is calling me. On hearing Advaita Prabhu's cries of love, Bhakti Vasa, Lord Krishna personally appeared, for he is controlled by the love of his devotees. Krishna became attracted by Bhakti. Therefore, Advaita Acharya is the best of all Vaishnavas. There is no comparison to his devotional service in the entire universe. The devotees headed by Advaitacharya were distressed on seeing the people engaged in so-called auspicious activities that were not related to Krishna. By the nature of the heart of Advaita was full of compassion, so he mercifully contemplated how to deliver the living entities. If my Lord descends, then all these solid souls will be delivered. My name is Advaita Singha. Will be justified when I cause the descent of the beloved Lord of Vaikuntha. I will make the Lord of Vaikuntha appear in this world, and I will dance, chant, and thus together we will deliver the following entities. With this determination, Advaita constantly served the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, Chandra with fixed mind. Lord Chaitanya repeatedly confirmed that he incarnated due to the desire of Sri Advaita. So later on, Chaitanya himself said, I only came because Advaita called me. So that's the glories of Advaitacharya. Because of Advaitacharya's devotion, the Lord actually appeared in this world. So that's the difference between spaced out puja and real puja, bhakti. So what is the lesson we can learn? We should be focused while performing devotional service. Because if we are focused, then the Lord will appear, like Sri Chaitanya will appear. So the Lord of Vaikuntha can appear in our heart. And but if we are spaced out, if we are not focused, then there will be no benefit. And this is of course true in all activities, whether we cooking for the Lord, whether we serve the deities, whether we chant the holy name, whether we clean something. Whenever we do something, devotional service, we should try to have our mind focused on the activity and of course focused on the desire to please Krishna. Devotional service actually begins, or the definition of devotional service is that we have an intention to please Krishna. If you do any activity and we don't have the conscious attention or intention to please Krishna, then you can't really call it devotional service. Devotional service only becomes devotional service if we have that intention. I want to please Krishna, and we do it with devotion often. Otherwise, Krishna is not so much impressed, or not so much, interested actually. Krishna is not interested in the pushpa and phala and the flowers and fruits, but Krishna is interested in deep bhakti. That's why we need to invest bhakti in the activity, otherwise what is Krishna's taking? Krishna is not taking anything. So, and of course, the practice of chanting the holy name is one of the most important devotional activities. And also there, we see the Harinam Chintani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, he says that the root cause of all offenses is being inattentive while chanting. We have heard this before. So that, but then, therefore we have to be careful when we chant. We should try to chant attentive. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes 3 types of inattention on the category of pramada. Like pramada is the category, is inattention, and then there's 3 categories, 3 subdivisions. And the word, what does pramada mean? Madness. Mada means mad. And it is, Acharyas explain, it definitely is a symptom of insanity if we beg Krishna to come, but then we don't give him any attention. Isn't that a bit crazy? Like imagine you send a message, WhatsApp message to your friend, please, this evening come to my house, I will invite you for dinner. And then when the person comes, you don't show him any attention. He knocks at the door, you don't open, knocks, and at some point you open the door, but you just walk away, and you go back to your room. And the friend stands there and it's like, you called me, didn't you told me that I'm invited for dinner this evening? And you just sit down and you watch TV. I mean, that's mad, no? You can't invite someone. If you invite someone, then you should show hospitality. Like I was invited in Vienna this last weekend, and the devotees invited me, and then they gave so much, so much attention, so much care, and so much hospitality. They gave me a seat on the. They want me to sit on the stage. I didn't have to sit on the side. They gave me garland. They gave me garland in the morning. They gave me garland in the evening. And they asked whether I want something. At the end, they gave me a gift, dhoti and kurta, and they gave me a little donation. So much attention, so much love. But that's normal because they wanted me to be there. They were happy that I came, and they gave attention. So if they would invite me, I go there. Always kind of, it would be strange. But that's what we actually do. We sit down, we take our beads, and we chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Actually, by pronouncing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, we are asking Krishna to come. But then we think about what is breakfast. Who is cooking today? Pizza was very good yesterday night. Maybe there's some leftover pizza. Heat it up. So we think about something else. And then Krishna, he hears the sound, Krishna, Krishna, he comes, and then we're thinking of something else. And Krishna thinks, oh, it's strange. So that's madness, it's insanity. So therefore, when we chant, we should be attentive because we are calling Krishna. So Krishna is, yes, I'm here, please. And then there is a relationship. So there is 3 symptoms or 3 divisions of this madness. The first one is audashinya, which means indifference, apathy. Basically, we have no interest. Indifference. Like we chant Hare Krishna, but it's just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's just lips pronouncing, and the heart is actually not involved. That's the point. The heart is not involved. And even if you chant 64 rounds, we just kind of go to sleep for 60 rounds. It's even hard to chant 60 rounds because the heart is not involved. It's not. And why is that? Because in the heart, especially of the unified devotee, there is so much material attachments that at the time of chanting, we feel strong attraction to these material attachments, and our mind is filled with these desires, and we are not able to actually give focus on chanting. Then the second one is chatya, which means laziness. It's just like, we're chanting, and of course one thing is sometimes we fall asleep while chanting Hare Krishna. This deep dive bomb chanting Hare Krishna. That sometimes happens. But laziness also means that, basically it means chanting with a dull mind. Chanting with a dull mind. You're not really there, and pausing in the middle of a round to do something else, interrupting chakra to take rest. You chant out, I don't know, go to sleep, close the chakra somewhere, just take rest. Of course, sometimes that might be needed if you're so tired because you didn't have enough sleep for some reason. But if it becomes like a habit, just chant a little bit and then thinking about the sleeping bag or just want to go back. And also chanting, and then we hang the beads in the chapel without finishing the rounds to do some more important work. I have to do something very important now. Let's stop my round. In the middle of the round, we just stop it and we do something more important than chanting. These are all symptoms of jatya or laziness. Laziness in the sense we're not giving attention. We don't see the importance of chanting. And then the third is a distraction, vikshepa. That we chant, but then the mind goes in all different directions. What I have to do today, I have so many things to do. And we start to meditate, okay, after breakfast I will do this, and I will go here, and go to the city, I have to do this. And we're not, the mind is not focused.
It's not much different from the first one, right?
It's similar, but the first one is indifference. Like it has to do with mentality. Like I don't care, so I don't really care so much, and it's caused by material desires because everything else is more important than Krishna. Second is more laziness, it's like dullness, and third is just distraction. It's more influenced by passion. I mean, similar, yeah, but it's more the mind goes everywhere. So these three are explained by Dr. Montaku as forms of inattentive prayers. What is important or what is interesting when we look at this shows that not only the time of bhajan is important, but our lifestyle is also important, because the lifestyle influences our japa. If I lead a sattvic life, a nice life, focused on devotional service, then it will be much easier to sit down and meditate. But if I, during the day, I do many nonsense things, like I'm very passionate, then that will be influenced. I will sit down and all these things come up. If I watch Netflix and this movie and that movie, and I visit, I don't know, web pages I shouldn't visit, and see things I shouldn't see. These things will be in the mind, and then I sit down and chant, and I was surprised I cannot focus. Sometimes, last week I was, this now, we're speaking about attachment, and Bharat was so much attached to the deer, he always was thinking of the deer. So that's one cause, attachment. There could be other causes why I'm distracted. Like last week there were quite some serious matters coming up in my service, with the responsibility to deal with some issues, and my mind was so disturbed. I was, for a couple of days, I couldn't sleep properly. In the morning, I could, even in the night, I woke up, just had to go to the bathroom, and then I lay down. And again, the mind was immediately thinking about, I have to answer these emails. How should I answer this? How should I solve these problems? No. 1 o'clock in the night, I'm laying in my bed and thinking about how to answer an email. I get up in the morning first, think, I have this problem. What should I do? Then chanting and trying to do puja and doing arati, ringing the bell, and then I'm thinking about, what to do with this. This is spaced out. That's exactly what Bharat did. In my case, it was not because of attachment to something I like, but it was because a problem causing so much mental disturbance that I was not able to think about something else.
It's like attachment to something we don't like.
Yeah, it's aversion, but that's. And it's interesting also, the astrologer, he told me, the mind is like a magic, he said like a magic, what do you call it?
Magic transport.
A magic, he said like a magic or like a magic box, a magic cupboard, Whatever you put inside the box, it will be there. And if you take it out, it will not be there anymore. But whatever you put in, it will be there. And similarly, the mind, whatever you put into your mind, it will be there. So whatever we give attention to, it will kind of stick, it will be there, it will occupy our consciousness. And that's why Krishna says, Mama, please always think of me. You should think of me, engage your mind thinking of me. Because if you think of me, then I will be there in your consciousness, I will be there in your heart, I will be there in your mind, and then you can make spiritual progress, you develop the spiritual nature yourself. But we put so many other things in the mind, and we think of so many other things. We think of this and that and this and so on. And then when we want to sit down and chant, naturally we are not able to focus because we don't put Krishna in the mind, we put something else. So therefore our lifestyle very much influences our japa, our bhajan, our meditation. So we have to be careful what kind of life we lead. We have to live a sattvic life. It has to do with our, what we eat, what we think, what we hear, what we put in our consciousness, and also what kind of association we have. All this matters. And, nevertheless, the mind is very wild, and we all know it. Even Arjuna tells to Krishna, dear Krishna, to control his mind seems to be more difficult than controlling the wind. And of course Krishna says, yes, I agree, by detachment and exercise, by by training and focus and detachment, you can do it. But not only by training, but actually by what is the solution? Sometimes you just have to cry, you have to pray prayers, you have to take shelter, you have to say, Krishna, please help me. I'm not, because that's the difference between bhakti and Ashtanga yoga or mystical yoga. Prabhupada explains mystical yoga, Ashtanga yoga. This is a mechanical process. By a mechanical process, you try to fix the mind. And of course, you can do pranayama, you can sit straight, do pranayama, focus the mind. That's certainly it helps. Certainly, it can be very good if you're too much trouble. You can do some pranayama. This will help to focus your mind. But it's all mechanical. But bhakti, when you actually develop love for Krishna, then it will be natural. You will naturally think of Krishna. Because we have love for Krishna, we always think of Krishna. It will become very natural. But if you don't have love, and you're not able to do pranayama and focus on our mind, sometimes you just have to cry. You just have to offer prayers. And I'd just like to read a few prayers. This is from the Crying for Krishna, my favorite little book. Which is just giving so many nice prayers. O Krishna, Lord of the destitute, Maya's influence has made me spiritually blind. Now that I'm cut off from you, lost in a land where everybody cries forever, what am I to do? Lost in a land where everyone cries. It's a material world. Everyone's crying. The material world is a very, very dark place, a place full of miseries, difficulties. Please restore my sight so I can once again see you. Maya's influence has made me spiritually blind. Because of Maya, I can't see you anymore. So please restore my sight. I want to see you again. O radiant Krishna, please rise in my heart like the sun rises in the morning and dissipates all the darkness lurking there. In this world, where there is no shelter, please be my shelter. O Krishna, the lake of my heart is so muddy and contaminated. Please cleanse it with the monsoon cloud of your mercy. Please pour the life-giving nectar of your holy name into my desert-like heart through the holes of my ears. O delightful Krishna, please inspire me to listen to your holy names as carefully as I would listen to a message from a loved one. Do you remember when you were last time falling in love with someone? And then the person sends a message or a letter, and previously they just would send love letters, and now they just send lots of messages. Whatever. But if you receive a message, someone you were waiting for, wow, message comes. You were very eager to read it. So inspire me to listen to your holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Listening carefully with attention, as I would listen to a love letter. It's a very, very beautiful analogy. O resolute Krishna, please inspire me with the understanding of what I should do next to improve my spiritual life, and give me the determination to do it. Please, Krishna, you're sitting in my heart. You can enlighten my intelligence. Please tell me, what can I do to make progress? How can I come closer to you? O powerful Krishna, please give me the strength I need to control my mind and protect my vows. I'm not able to protect myself. My mind is going crazy, my senses are crazy. Please give me the strength that I can control my mind. O Krishna, blinded by lust, I have not called out to you for protection, and I have been wounded by Gandharva, the god of love, many times. O my Lord, please pierce my heart with the arrows of your love. Please pierce my heart with the arrows of your love. Very poetic. So in this way, and the Paribas Sutra, what is the Paribas Sutra? The Paribas Sutra is that shloka which defines every all shloka. This is, O Lord, teach me how, O Lord Chaitanya, Savior of the Fallen, please teach me how to cry for Krishna. Yes, Hare Krishna. So that mood, that is what actually Bhakti Yoga is all about. Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga Dhana, Bhakti E Krishna, Namo Smarana Kanana. Jai Jagannath Bodhi Sri Shishi Govitai Ki Jai. Bhakti Yoga is the greatest wealth. Bhakti Yoga Dhana. Bhakti Yoga means to chant the names of Krishna, to remember Krishna, and to cry for Krishna. That's Bhakti Yoga. That's what is Bhakti Yoga is. You chant, you remember, you cry. That's Bhakti Yoga. And that's exactly what Advaita Acharya is teaching us. Advaita Acharya, he has a focus, Ekachita Puja, and he's crying for Krishna. He's calling the Lord, please come into this world. And Lord Advaita Acharya, he always maintained this mood of a servant. And of course we know who is Advaita Acharya? Mahavishnu.
Mahashiva.
He's actually a combination of Mahavishnu and Mahashiva. There's a story how somewhere in Vaikuntha, I think Narada shows up and brings Mahaprasad and tells the devotees about Mahaprasad and how the Lord will appear in the age of Kali as a golden avatar. And Mahavishnu and Sadashiva, they are becoming so ecstatic, they embrace each other. And then while embracing, they merge, they become one, and Advaita Acharya is manifesting. So it's a combined form of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. So very powerful. Basically, Advaita Acharya is no different from the Lord. He is also Vishnu Tattva. He's the Lord himself, but he cries for the Lord. In this way he teaches. And although he is the Lord himself, he always wanted to be a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But what did Mahaprabhu do? Mahaprabhu always gave respect to Advaita, because Advaita was the elder. Advaita is always shown as with beard and grey hair, because he's decades elder than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he's also the god brother of his guru, and in this way, senior. So Mahaprabhu sees him as no different from his guru, and he has to give him all the respect. But Advaita Acharya just wants to be a humble servant, so Advaita always felt a bit uncomfortable. Why is the Lord giving me so much respect? I want to give respect to him. So then what did he do? Yes. We know the pastime, I will just, because we have 10 minutes left, so I will just recite the pastime and then we can come to the conclusion. So, the Lord of Shantipur, which is Advaita Acharya, he had this desire. I want that the Lord treats me as a servant. And my master sometimes chastised the servant. No, it's not natural. And the chastisement of the master is a sign that who is who. I'm the master, you're the servant. So the Lord is never treating me as a servant. He always gives me respect. So I have to make him angry. And when I make him angry, he will then show some anger towards me and chastise me. And in this way I will be able to feel the power of being the servant of the Lord. And that will be very nice. Then finally the Lord takes his real position and I can be subordinate to him. So that was the plan. So he thought, Bhakti Bhujayate Se Prabhura Avatara Hine Bhakti Namani E Mantrasara. Although the Lord has incarnated to preach devotional service, I will not show any respect to such bhakti. This is my resolution. If I do not accept devotional service, then the Lord will forget himself out of anger and will punish me by pulling my hair. After contemplating on this way, Advaita happily departed with Haridas. So then, intoxicated with ecstasy, he constantly swayed back and forth as he glorified Jnana while commenting on a book named Yoga Vasishta. He was sitting on the Yasasan. Sometimes we see speaker, and they become very ecstatic. They speak like this. Yes, and proud, a bit like this. So he was like sitting on the Yasasan, like Jnana. Basically what he did, he glorified Jnana over Bhakti, which the Mayavad is still like. The Mayavad is still, they understand that Jnana is the highest and Bhakti is just for those who don't get it, otherwise less intelligent. So he says, without Jnana, what power does devotional service to Vishnu have? Therefore, Jnana has all potency and is the life of all. One who does not understand that Jnana is comparable to a person who leaves his wealth at home and then searches for it in the forest. You have wealth at home, but you go out and search for wealth. It's food. So similarly, if you don't accept Jnana, then you're a fool. Devotion service to Vishnu is like a mirror, while Jnana is like the eyes. What is the use of a mirror if one has no eyes? Jnana means knowledge, speculative knowledge, learning, reading Shastra. So this is like eyes, and Bhakti is just like a mirror, it's something that reflects. I have studied all the scriptures from beginning to end and come to the conclusion that Jnana is the essence of everything. By the influence of his devotional service, Advaita Prabhu was most powerful. He understood that his desire to be punished by the Lord would soon be fulfilled. So he was speaking like this, and inside he knew the Lord will soon come. So he understood that the Lord would come, and so he became more enthusiastic, and he explained Jnana. Accompanied by Nityananda, the angry Vishnubar saw Advaita rocking back and forth in happiness of Jnana. Vishnubar's bodily effulgence was like the millions of suns. Everyone became frightened on seeing this. In an angry mood, the Lord said, Krodha mukha bale prabhu are nadha bhala dekiyana bhakti duite ke badha. O Nada, tell me, which is superior, jnana or bhakti? O Nada, when you look at the Sharada Chil today, you will see Nada. It's the name of Advaita. O Nada, tell me, which is superior, jnana or bhakti? Advaita replied, Advaita Baliye Sarva Kala Padha Jnana. And so on. Jnana is always superior. What is the use of devotional service for one who does not have jnana? On hearing Advaita saying that jnana was superior to the son of Sachi, lost his external consciousness out of anger. He dragged Advaita from his seat into the courtyard and began beating him with his own hands. Imagine someone would come now and would just drag Krishna print from the Vyasa and start to beat him because this doesn't like what he said. It would be quite extreme, quite an extreme situation. Someone comes, drags the speaker from the Vyasa and starts to beat him. What do you say? This nonsense.
You must be
Be careful. This is a dangerous place to sit. If you say something wrong, maybe someone becomes. So although she knew everything, Advaita's chaste wife and mother of the universe tried to restrain the Lord. Advaita's wife, she started to call out, "Spare his life, he's an old Brahmana. What more will you do to him?" On hearing these words befitting a chaste wife, Nityananda smiled, and Haridas probably remembered Krishna in fear. But in his anger, the Lord did not hear the words. He roared and threatened Advaita with proud words. Then Mahaprabhu starts to speak to Advaita Acharya. "I was sleeping in the ocean of milk when you, Nada, woke me to fill your mission. I was peacefully sleeping and you woke me up in my coma. You brought me to reveal the signs of devotional service, but now you're covering devotional service with your explanation of jnana? What is this? No, you called me to preach bhakti. And now you say jnana is higher? If your intention was to cover devotional service, why do you have me incarnate? I never frustrate your resolve, but you always deceive me. After releasing Advaita, the Lord sat down at the doorway and began to loudly reveal his own glories. Now Mahaprabhu took this mood of Ishvara, the Lord. Oh Nada, it was I who killed Kamsa. You know everything, don't you? Brahma, Shiva, Shesh and Lakshmi all engaged in my service. The charming imposter Vasudeva was killed by my chakra. Varanasi was completely burned by my chakra, and the mighty Ravana was killed by my arrow. My chakra cut off the arms of Parasura, and my chakra destroyed Narakasura. It was I who held up Govardhan Hill with my left hand, and it was I who brought the Parijata flower from Vienna. I received Bali and then bestowed mercy on him. It was I who killed Hiranyakashipu to save Prahlad. So this way the Lord said, I'm that Vishnu, I'm that Lord. In this way the Lord revealed his opulence, and Advaita floated in the ocean of ecstatic love under singing. Advaita was filled with ecstasy after receiving his punishment. He clapped his hands, dancing in humility. I have received proper punishment for my offense. Oh Lord, you're very kind, and you have actually given me only a token punishment. Now I have realized your supremacy. You have substitutedly punished me for my fault. Now the relationship between the Lord and his servant has been strengthened. After speaking this way, the Lord of Shantipur danced in ecstasy. Advaita danced in ecstasy throughout the courtyard. He frowned and spoke to the Lord as follows. Where has your glorification of me gone now? Where has all your deceitful behavior gone now? My name is Advaita, and I am your unallowed servant. My only wish is to honor your remnants, birth after birth. After saying this, the Lord of Shantipur devotedly fell down and placed his head at the Lord's feet. Vishnu respectfully picked Advaita up and cried profusely as they embraced each other. And in this way, everyone became very ecstatic and started to cry, filled with love of Krishna. Shri Advaita Acharya Ki Jai. So we heard about the difference between the puja, the spaced out puja of Bharat, who was trying to worship Krishna, but always thinking of his beard. And we heard about the Ekachita, the focused puja that Advaita Acharya performed. And not only was it focused, but it was filled with love, and that's why we concluded. Sometimes we may also have a bit spaced out chanting, spaced out service. What we need to do is to cry for Krishna. We have to pray to Krishna that may help us to be more focused, help us to be more devotion. So this is what we can learn from Advaita Acharya, that we should cry for Krishna. So today is a very auspicious day. It's a nice day to offer prayers and try to develop that deep desire and longing for Krishna, following the footsteps of Advaita Acharya. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments?
I want to say that it's a very good and high, big level when you can see Netflix and chant Hare Krishna, because you can chant Hare Krishna, and better is when you chant Hare Krishna and think about your seva, about other devotees, about some problem in temple. It's two very good level, because we say, Krishna, give me seva, Hare Krishna,
Yes.
and you think about your seva. And it's a high level when you can chant Hare Krishna and think about Krishna and be with Krishna.
So you're explaining different levels of chanting, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhupada, of course there is different levels of chanting. And Srila Prabhupada basically said we should just try to hear ourselves chanting sincerely. And hearing the sound vibration is what we should try to do. And then of course involve our heart and have some devotional feelings.
his individual spiritual practice. And when people start chanting Hare Krishna, it's a very high level, because all people are so karmic.
Of course, in that sense, any chanting is very beneficial. We are grateful. I mean, it's good. Anyone who starts chanting, and some form of chanting is wonderful. But yeah, there is Namaparat, there is Namabas, and there is Chutanam. And it is a fact that Namaparat will have not much effect. At least Namabas should be there, and Namabas means a kind of chanting.
Yes, but
yeah, to come there.
Spider have little stone.
It's right. It starts somewhere.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process. It's not like taking job and sit down. Perfect. No, it's a process. You're right. I agree with you. Yes.
Thank you so much for your work. I had some points about chanting about worshiping, and I was wondering if we are interrupted in Japa, if we should tell like, please let me chant this round first, or if we.
It would depend on the situation, I would say. Yeah. Like, for example, Thursday morning, there was a Prabhus, the strong Prabhus, that we don't have, those who don't have back pain, like myself. They will get up and carry vegetable. Someone will knock at the door, vegetables are here, please come and help. I think it's reasonable to finish the round. I mean, it depends. If you choose Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, and knocks, I will first try to finish my round. Of course, that's kind of cheating. But if you can see, like, maybe take 3 minutes to just finish your round and then go and help. So that, but then sometimes maybe someone, calling, hey, something happened, you need help, or like, there was an accident, or the police is there. Maybe you have to just drop and see for something.
Maybe then we can stop that.
Yeah, but then that's right. A sign of sincerity would be that when you maybe just start again.
Doesn't hurt to start around again.
Yeah, right. That's kind of this hanging the beads in the beat job, put it down and go to the toilet or talk to someone and take again. That's kind of a sign of laziness, because we don't like chanting and we don't want to spend so much time with chanting. At least I did half a round, so I have 3 minutes. I can 3 minutes earlier finish my 60 rounds. That's kind of a sign of laziness. It has a lot to do with the mentality which is behind. The circumstances might be different, maybe. It's more mentality.
And also about spaced out worship. I see myself often when I'm tired, I'm so spaced out. And I was wondering, like, then of course Krishna is not so pleased with service or with chanting, and if we should either then not do the thing or do it in a mood of like, yeah, okay, I'm just doing whatever, like, for example, worshiping demons or
Well, that's why Krishna says in the Gita, Bhakti Shastra, we'll just talk about today, in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains how you can't be a yogi if you don't sleep enough, or eat enough. You have to have the balance between sleeping, eating, recreation. There should be balance. If there is no balance, if you sleep too much or sleep too less, then it will be difficult to do yoga. And the same is for bhakti yoga. So we have to try to balance our life. I know I'm smiling because even like myself also, I have some hard time to balance it. We should try to balance so that we not. Sometimes it can happen that you're tired, but it should not be a regular thing. Like if every morning you feel tired, and then every morning you feel like I'm not so focused because my mind is dull, tired, then there should be some change.
Maybe also his habits like prasad at evening or some stuff.
Yeah. Like sometimes there is exceptions, where there is a birthday party and there is pizza. Of course, I also was late this morning, and I woke up at before 4 o'clock. I just switched off my alarm clock, and then the second alarm clock went off. I just switched it off, and then I woke up at 4:30 I woke up again. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It can happen, you know.
Today I accidentally, I can either make it ring again or turn it off, and it's like on the other side, and just turn it to the wrong side.
Yeah. Of course, ideally in the evening we take only those light prashadam because then you can get up easy at home. But sometimes there's alright, some reflections on Prabhupada. Wish you a wonderful day. Hare Krishna, Grantarashna, Bhagavatam Ki Jaya, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jaya, Shri Advaita Acharya Ki Jaya, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jaya.
This book, Cry for Krishna, you buy in Vrindavan or
I buy in Radhadesh. There is Bhaktivedanta Library Service, BLS. You can go BLS online. Library Services. You can online, you can order it. It's I don't know, it's maybe €3, €4 or something. And it was written by a devotee from Radhadesh. Her name is Kanchana Vali Devidasi. And what she did, she basically just collected prayers from the scriptures. It's not that she composed all these prayers on her own, but she was like a bumblebee who collected nectar from different flowers. So whenever she found a nice prayer from the scriptures, she wrote it down in a notebook. And then after some time she collected so many nice prayers that somebody was encouraged, why don't you make a book out of it? It was her personal notebook with prayers that she collected. And she put them together. But yeah, I like it to, before chanting, just read 2-3 prayers, and then it gives the proper meaning for the chant.
Who was that from? If the guidance, was it from Raghunath Das or something?
I mean, it's not, there is no sources given, it's just, she's not giving sources, just giving, compiling. She also she took inspiration from these sources, but sometimes she also adjusts a little bit. But yeah, it's nice, praying for Krishna. Harassing emotions that can help us on our spiritual path. The whole idea is that we don't have a button, we just can click the button and then our heart becomes filled with spiritual emotions. It's sometimes difficult to feel spiritual emotions. But when you read such prayers, then